into the distance back there.
He kind of creeps me out just a little bit.
I can make it look like he's
because of like how lifelike he is. Because like I just imagine him just like slowly turning. Like
there you go. Now he's looking at you guys.
Yeah, his piercing black eyes.
The eyes are incredible. They're very, very detailed.
One night you're just gonna wake up just hearing.
I wouldn't even care. Like if any of my dolls could be creepy and come to life and try to murder me, death by Baby Yoda. I'm okay with it.
That's the one. That's
the one.
That's the one.
Baby Yoda wants to kill me. He has my seal of approval.
On that note, we're here for another Minisode. It's going to be Sam's Minisode today.
Oh, aren't you lucky?
I want to make a correction that I fucked up. I fucked up
again.
Yeah, I'm gonna save this for the full one, but I fucked up because I can't remember if this is on the Minisode or the full episode. I'm gonna peel back the layers real quick just so you guys get a little idea.
Okay.
Just a little. We're gonna undo a little bit of the movie magic.
She's
Man,
like
she is going
chugging.
to town on that. We were referring to Sushie with her vitamin water. She's like,
the fuck, you're ruining the magic.
Vita Coco.
Yeah, Vita Coco. Like, I've never seen anyone tilt her head full back. Like,
she got like
sponsorship, baby.
She's got like a fucking 2-gallon Vita Coco.
She's doing a keg stand on a Vita Coco. So sometimes I fuck up because I think about the fact that like
You're better than everybody.
Yeah, exactly. I think I'm better than everybody. I know that I'm better than everybody. I think about when I edit these versus when we post these versus when we record these, right?
Okay.
So on the last episode, I don't remember what I said, but I do remember I said something along the lines of, I was like, on our last episode, blah, 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 blah. But when that episode goes live, it's going to be 2 episodes ago, right? Because that's the thing that I do because I'm sitting there recording them and then I think about like, that's the most recent one in my head. Right. But on top of that, I gave myself a little shout out. I was like, oh yeah, guys, I'm going to be debuting this video, right? And I didn't think about the fact that episode, which when you're listening to this one, that'll have come out now, but that'll have come out 1 week later than the video that I was talking about. Because I was like, yeah, it'll be tomorrow on Tuesday. Conveniently, I have multiple videos coming out on multiple Tuesdays, so that works out well. But that was my own folly because I completely just get all wrapped up in the fact that we have like the editing and the recording, the posting all on different dates.
So as of now, not in this recording, but as of today, you have at least one video up, right?
Yes. Yeah. As of now, as of this recording, there is a video up. Now, when this goes live, there should theoretically be 2 videos up.
Okay.
YouTube.com/SimplyAJ. But that was like so. But the main reason I'm bringing this to account is the fact that like I realized I was talking about something in a previous episode. I referenced it, but I was like, then I thought back later. I was like, that wasn't even that was like 2 episodes ago.
So you were an idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's just what happens. You know, you get so caught up in everything.
But you know what?
And I feel like if I point out the mistake myself, then I won't deal with fucking like this super sleuth of Sushie's Discord coming in like, did you know that it was 2 episodes ago?
Oh, God.
That's all of them, apparently. I don't know.
It's going to happen anyway.
My Discord server is on the podcast. They pull up like things that we said. They're like, well, in episode 4, one of you said this, and this is contradictory to something. Like,
they're behind a sheet of glass right now watching us.
It's amazing that you think I remember that far back.
When all is said and done and we finally, you know, our podcast really takes off, which all of you listening, thank you so much for listening. Be sure to share this with your friends.
Thank you.
But when this really takes off, and we get to a point where we start having like, you know, our own subreddit, you know, where people can submit stories to us. We're just going to have like fucking Sushie's Discord organize that subreddit. They'll be the ones going in there being like, well, actually.
You can't have a subreddit because it's already a Reddit
podcast. They're hardcore.
God.
So thank you guys for listening, Sushie's Discord. But
Hell yeah.
I wanted to beat you to the punch.
Oh, God.
Speaking of...
Maybe we should get our voiceover game up and put in like dates and announcements after the recording.
I mean, right. Just like, it's one of those things where like, I make a mental note of like the number, but then just in case it changes, I try not to say
true.
it. But at the same time, it always just falls back in the fact that I'm like, I edit these too damn late because I should just be editing them right away to get it all done. But I'm always like, I'll just wait till the day before it's due. And then
Because we're all underachievers here.
Nothing like a little pressure to make you work harder, right?
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Duh.
That's how I am too.
See, everyone always talks about what you learn in high school. What I learned in high school is procrastination.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's an art to procrastination.
Yes.
There's an art to it.
Yeah.
That's what stuck with me, not anything else. It was the one thing that shouldn't have stuck with me. It's the one thing that did.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I finessed that in college, too.
Oh,
Handing
yeah.
in work 1 minute before it's due.
Yeah.
No one's better than me.
Oh God. And then I remember I had a couple online classes that I would write essays for, and I would try to turn them in, but then like the internet would be out, and they'd be like, well, even if your internet's out at like fucking midnight, like you still have to turn it in. And I'd
Like,
be
what do you want me to do? Fly it over?
So
Smoke signals.
I saw a video of a girl who was talking about how she didn't realize that her essay was due so soon. Like she thought she had a couple days, and it turned out it was due that night. So she turned on she played the 10-hour remix of like Mario Kart music that goes really fast, and she started typing. She's like, surprisingly, it fucking worked.
You know what?
You should do, AJ.
It's working.
The thing is, I obviously, like with this, when I'm recording this, I can't listen to music or anything because I have to fucking listen to our stupid voices the whole time.
Wow.
Right.
But when I'm working on anything else, if I'm like working on like videos and stuff, then like I do try to listen to music because I have to tone out like everything if I'm like trying to work on a video. Problem with that is
ADHD here.
yeah. But, you know, like the other day, I'm fucking sitting here, I'm deep in my fucking video. Sam's over here, she's streaming, you know, twitch.tv/Sam Without a Plan. And I'm in the fucking zone. I feel like I'm just like going to town on this, right? And what does this fucking person do? She sits here and she chucks like a fucking battery or some shit at me.
It was a bottle of Aleve.
A bottle of Aleve. Yeah, she chucks a bottle of Aleve at me, misses me, hits my laptop that I'm working on, and then she goes, "Hey, the Alexa's been going off because the laundry's done." And that's what happened. So I try to get in my own little zone to work to do my movie magic, and I get fucking bottles of Aleve chucked at me.
Okay, but I shouldn't have to scream your name, like mute the mic and scream your name at the top of my lungs. How good are those earbuds? Like
They're fucking good. They're fucking Audio Technica earbuds. They're fucking good.
I bought those. Are they good?
They're good. And Sam's the kind of person that she will literally throw a fucking bottle of pills at you, hit you in the fucking head, and you'll be like, "What was that for?" And she's like, "For the headache I just gave you." And you're like, "Fucking thanks." Like, she's like, "You can't be mad at me. I gave you the cure."
Sam, you have a bunch of brothers, don't you?
I only got one, but that's enough.
Yeah.
He like a super
Any
brother.
sisters?
Yeah, he's like a super brother.
He fills all the roles of every
concentrated brother.
He fills the role of every stage of brother at the same time.
Oh yeah, he really does. He's literally 17 years older than I am, so he's pretty much filled in every single fucking role along my life.
Right. Against his will, probably.
Against his will, yeah.
He's like, I guess this is my daughter, also my niece.
God.
I'm her bodyguard.
Basically.
All of it.
Well, Sam, since it's your mess, do you want to...
I'm so ready. Like, these are...
Are they moist? I feel like Sam has a mischievous smile on. I feel like these are going to be moist.
You know it's a problem when she starts fucking giggling before it even starts.
It's like, oh, God, what's going to happen?
I'm going to start you off small and then really bring it in home, okay?
I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Okay.
I think.
Am I the asshole for telling my mother she doesn't need to understand things that aren't meant for her?
What?
Okay.
This can go many ways.
My parents and my family, husband, baby, toddler, so her parents and then her family, her husband and her baby and her toddler, are all living under one roof currently. It has been difficult. I have been struggling with a recent with a recent diagnosis of bipolar disorder that was brought to light when I sought treatment for crippling postpartum depression, and I am on my medication. Lately, I have been apparently avoiding eating. I have been extremely forgetful the past few months, and I keep forgetting plates either on my desk or the side table by where I do my paperwork. It keeps causing fights with my mother, so I just stopped eating meals. Handful of cashews here. Oh, look, a carrot stick the toddler didn't slobber on, etc. Most of the kids' food I meal prep, and husband takes care of himself during the day. So I just have my cup of coffee in the morning and don't think about it. I didn't really realize it until my doctor pointed out that I was losing weight and thought I should mention it to my therapist. After talking to my therapist, we eventually came to the above conclusion, and she suggested that I try paper plates and cups to see if that would help. That way, I can respect her being my mother, her issue, but not neglect my own health. Y'all, I bought a stack of paper plates and a sleeve of plastic cups, and she lost her mind. Ooh. As soon as I walked through the door, she started asking what they were for. I said, don't worry, they were for personal use, and I would be keeping them near my work desk so they wouldn't even take up kitchen space. She wanted to know that I didn't use her dishes and take them out as soon as I was done eating. So this sentence doesn't make sense to me. I don't know what she was trying to get from this. I think she meant she wants to know that I don't use her dishes or wash her. I don't know what she was trying to say with this, but the mom was upset.
Really weird,
it's written weird, but the mom is upset, and it has to do with her dishes.
Okay.
So she goes, I try to explain that I try to bring the dishes back from her office. She tries to bring her dishes back from her office, and she keeps failing because she keeps forgetting. So she's trying for a different approach. I got told I'm not failing. I'm lazy. It's not failing if you never try. I said if she was going to attack and not discuss, then I couldn't talk with her. She screamed I wasn't allowed to use those because they would need to be thrown away and that they pay for the trash service. I said, that's understandable. I'll be sure to keep my trash separate. We have our own bin, but the kitchen trash usually goes in theirs. And I'll throw them away in my office trash, so no biggie if that's her concern. She said she just wanted to understand, and why am I doing this to her? And I replied, I'm not doing anything to you. I'm doing something for me, and it literally has no effect on you at all. So you don't need to understand it. She snapped her mouth shut, turned on her heel, and stormed off. Today she seems fine, but she tried to go into my office because the locked door handle kept jiggling. I firmly thought I was in the right, but my partner, who is usually supportive, thought that maybe I could try harder to just not start a fight with her over it. But this was me trying to not start a fight and still take care of myself. So I guess I need judgment. It's been mentioned that I am making a big deal instead of just relenting to something important to her because of my bipolar disorder. And this is the first time this has been used against me when I feel like I'm being calm and logical. Was I an asshole?
This is tough.
I mean, I don't think she was a fucking asshole because the way that the mom, their mother-in-law or whatever went about this with the whole the mom, like taking everything as a personal attack. Like, who fucking cares if she's using paper plates and plastic cups? Like, why is it any of your fucking business?
So, I kind of relate to this in a way, in the fact that I forget to eat. I do. People don't understand that, but I do. I get so involved in what I'm doing, especially if I'm working.
And then I'm like, oh, my blood sugar's dipping.
Yes. I 100% forget to eat. So if I do eat, it's usually at my desk or like while I'm working or doing something. I will. At any given time, there'll be mini cups on my desk. That's the thing. So it seems like what happened. If I dissect this a little bit, what it sounds like is that the mom's trying to do dishes and she's like, I'm missing 40 fucking spoons, like where the hell are they? Right. They're up in the office and she hasn't brought them down to be washed. Mm-hmm. So she's upset about that. Mm-hmm. But the fact that the daughter is trying to remedy that.
Right.
And she's like, why are you doing this to me? What do you mean?
Right.
was me.
Because the mother is coming at it from a place of you're lazy and I'm trying to change your behavior and not being lazy versus seeing it as part of a mental disorder.
Yeah.
It's not that, like, I feel like she thinks her daughter is going out of her way to be disrespectful and lazy, and that's not what it is. It's her not understanding that it's part of her bipolar
It's part of the core,
disorder.
Yeah. And combined with the fact that it sounds like the mom definitely has a little bit of control issues.
Yes.
Oh, 100%.
For sure.
100%.
Yeah.
Especially since, like, you know, it's her parents and then her whole family, her husband, her baby, and her toddler. Like, this is a mother. This is a mother who is also taking care of her family as well. And now she has her mother, like, hovering over her, complaining about dishes.
I mean, trying to balance a newborn while also having postpartum is one thing.
Oh,
but trying to balance a newborn while having postpartum and bipolar, like, and you're living with your parents,
and your mother is up your asshole about some fucking dishes. Are you kidding me?
Right. And you're trying to remedy the situation, but it's really annoying to me because the mother is upset that she's not doing what she says.
Yes.
Like, what she wants her to do is use the plate, put it in the sink, whatever. She's just not content with there is a solution to the problem, but it's not her solution.
It's not her. Yes, that's exactly it. It's not her solution. Yeah.
Which is really whack.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
If she is purchasing the disposable plates and utensils and cups, like, mind your business. It is a compromise on the problem. It is. It just wasn't what she wanted.
Yeah, like, it's definitely one of those things where, like, so I'm not like a clean freak, but I don't like clutter, and I especially don't like dish clutter. So like, I do empathize with the mom to a degree of, like, it does drive me fucking crazy if, like, there's, like, cups and plates and shit everywhere, because, like, you're like, okay, well, like, they go in the dishwashers, we put them in the dishwasher.
Yeah.
But, like, at the same time, it's one of those things where it's not just laziness. This isn't a teenager. You know, that's the biggest thing, is, like, this isn't just a teenager being a fucking gross teenager. This is somebody who's...
This is a full-grown adult.
Yeah, and it's not a full-grown adult that's a piece of shit. It's just a fucking full-grown adult that, like, they're literally, like, you know, it's literally just, oh, I'm doing this activity and just didn't even fucking think. Like, how... It's probably very easy to finish whatever the fuck she's eating and get distracted.
Yeah.
And then go off doing whatever the fuck else she's doing and not even think about it.
I'm guessing that they moved back into probably the parents' house.
Right.
Probably. And so that's probably another level of it, which is this is another my house kind of thing, you know? And she can't just say, hey, you know, don't worry about what's in my office. You know?
Yeah.
Like, what does my office clutter have to do with you when this isn't your office kind of thing? And the mom's probably like, well, this is my house, you know?
Yeah.
That's probably a fight that's happened.
Like, you know, this is like a circle that they can just keep screaming at each other.
I mean, if she's going as far as to say that you can't use those plastic cups because they have to be thrown away and I pay for the trash and I don't want them in my trash, like, that's the level of, like, control. Like, she, at that point, she's just trying to say things to hurt her.
Yeah.
You know, like, she's just coming up with some bullshit.
I mean, like, especially the whole, like I pay for the trash. Okay, but you realize they're not charging you based off of, like, how
much trash you have.
Yeah, they don't weigh your trash.
They're not weighing it.
Yeah, before they fucking throw it in the goddamn compactor. Like, are you kidding me? Like, what is this logic? Like,
you have regular household trash, they're not, like, charging you by the pound.
Yeah. The only time you're going to get charged extra is if you try to throw a fucking couch out or something.
Yeah.
If
it's, like, heavy or bulky or something like that.
Yeah. So I don't think she was the asshole at all whatsoever. I kind of like, understand where her partner was coming from in the sense that, like, you know, he's moved into his in-laws basically, and he doesn't want anything to happen. You know, he's trying to keep the peace, so maybe he's kind of
doesn't want to be there.
Obviously, they fight a lot, so he's probably like, man, maybe you could just, I don't know, just indulge her. I don't know, but it does suck that he isn't on her side. Like, he's not saying, yeah, you were absolutely right. Like, she overreacted.
So I would kind of, like, maybe I'm wrong here. I would almost kind of lean towards no assholes here. Only in the sense that, like,
really?
Just a little bit, yeah. Because like I'm like the what the mom did, I don't agree with. I think it's fucking stupid. But like, and I definitely don't think
I can see her point.
Exactly, I can see her point, and this I guess it's like that whole like I can understand like this. Who knows how long they've been living together? Who knows how long this has been going on? Everybody does kind of have their own like weird things or personal battles, and there are certain things like it can be the smallest thing, and it can just be that tick that just fucking really gets to you. Right. And something as stupid as the dishes, like her doubling down on it, I don't fucking agree with it all. I think that's fucking dumb. But I could understand maybe the fucking dishes is just that tick, and it's just been going on for so long. Where like, this woman has a reason why she's doing it, but she also has a reason as to why it annoys her, and it might not be right, but I don't necessarily think she's an asshole for it.
So maybe she's not an asshole for having that like thing about the dishes.
She's definitely not right about the whole like trash
she is
shit.
an asshole for her daughter trying to make a solution for it and her telling her no.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like ultimately I think that ultimately I think with people like this, kind of like what you said with like the husband, or like he's probably just trying to keep the peace, like okay, whatever the fuck, right? If I was in this woman's place, like, because it sounds like she's really like this woman's really like doubling down on the whole like, oh well, I don't want to tell her that I have this and this and this, and the therapist said that this could help me. Just fucking tell her that. Like, I get the whole idea of like, well, I shouldn't have to tell her my personal problems, but it's like, okay, but is that gonna fucking will that alleviate the issue? Because if you were just like, you're holding this so tight to your chest, and like unless it's something you're truly really like ultimately really embarrassed about because you have to go see a therapist for your postpartum or something, like I almost feel like that could just be a conversation like, hey, I'm doing this because I was recently diagnosed with bipolar, and I had this postpartum, and my therapist said that this could help me. And I feel like if that conversation just happened, then maybe that would help the mother get it. But like she's like holding on to this whole like, well, I shouldn't have to tell her. Yeah, you shouldn't have to, but you're not going to get the reaction from her that you want unless she knows the full fucking truth either.
Yeah.
Like you're keeping vital information from her, so all she's getting is, well, why are you just being weird now? Like that's how she's viewing it, because you don't fucking tell her what's going on with you. So yeah, there's a whole like, you don't have to tell her, but maybe she'd fucking understand the issue. And again, that's why like I'm not saying I'm right here, but like at the same time, like I think you're all adults here. Just fucking tell her. Like this isn't some bullshit like, oh, like you're gonna get made fun of at school for this. Like you're all fucking adults. Tell her, my therapist said this will help me.
So one of the only comments that she responded with was, she explained like the whole, I forget the E thing. But then at the end, she says, in her mind, they are her plates, and forgetting them is disrespectful. And this is disrespectful to her. I guess not using them is also disrespectful to her. So
she do, she's damned if she don't.
Yeah.
That's why I still think a conversation would just be.
That's fucked up.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think fucking having a normal conversation about it, and at least telling the mom, like, hey, this is why I'm doing this. Maybe that'll fucking clear. Maybe not. I could be completely wrong. Maybe the mom's just a fucking dumb bitch, and she won't get any better about it.
I definitely think it's on the level of what you said earlier with the whole, this is the straw that broke the camel's back, essentially. So for the mom, it was forgetting the dishes, but for her, it was literally having to tell her mother everything about her life and what she's doing.
I think they're both doubling down on things they don't really need to both double down on, and that's kind of why I think it's like there's not really assholes here. It's just people being stubborn for the sake of their own, like,
unreasonable.
Yeah, they want to, and everybody does that. Everybody wants to have, because like in a way, like why are we stubborn?
Their way,
because we're stubborn because we want to have a little bit of control. And if you're stubborn, you feel like you have a little bit more control in your life, especially when you have fucking postpartum. Yeah, she probably wants to keep something. So I do empathize with her. I don't want people to think that.
Yeah.
But like, I just think that it could be one of those things, and I do think that like what Sam said with the husband, he probably is just kind of like, oh fuck, this is my wife and my mother-in-law, and I don't want any part of this, so I'm just gonna fucking try to.
I think he just wants to stay out of it. It's because that's an uncomfortable situation.
That's a very uncomfortable.
You and your whole family, you're with your mother-in-law during a pandemic. That sounds like a nightmare that I don't wish on anyone.
Right?
So, I mean, I think it's an interesting story, but I definitely,
So Reddit determined that she wasn't the asshole. But yeah.
And that's what I would assume that the general populace would say it's not the asshole. But that's why I was thinking maybe no assholes here and it's just people being fucking stubborn against each other. But who knows? I mean, maybe the mom's just a total bitch.
I can see that. I think it's like both. It's like it's complicated.
Okay. This takes a different toll here. Okay.
Ooh.
As for the living situation, it's a little complicated. My family and I were meant to be living here in their house for a short period of time during the summer, and then we were to be moving. Both of my parents were laid off during the local shutdown, but I work from home, so we were able to stay and continue supporting this whole household instead of moving into our own like planned. So technically, we are living with them, but I am paying a large portion of the living expenses for the entire family due to the shutdown.
Interesting.
Oh, that
They need to move, and they need to move now.
Oh, well, the problem is they probably don't feel like they can, though, because if their parents aren't working...
Then
mom needs to stop being an asshole.
Yeah, no, I mean...
Yeah, stop being an asshole. Like, we'll get out as soon as you guys get your job back, you know?
God.
We'll leave each other alone. Oh, that sucks. Imagine living with someone and being financially responsible for them and still quarreling over stupid petty
things.
Shit like dishes.
Yeah.
And especially, like, again, like, we'll be saying this all fucking the rest of the year and probably a big chunk of the next year, too, but there are so many bigger things right now for, like, again, like, you know, everything is subjective. We can all have our own issues, but, like, you know, when it comes to the pandemic, we're literally all fucked, you know? So, like, to be arguing over that, like, damn, like, that's the hill you want to die on?
And who's to say that this wouldn't have come up from the simple fact of the pandemic and having to be in close quarters constantly with everybody?
Yeah.
You know, they lost their jobs, so maybe it would have been fine if they were all living together and everybody was working. It would have been fine. They wouldn't have been spending so much time with each other, you know? But now both parents are, like, there all the time, and she's also there, and that's a lot. And they have kids running around, you know?
Yeah. Well,
so that's a lot.
Take us to Relationship Town.
Okay.
This is where it gets moist.
My girlfriend of 2 years likes to dress me up and treat me like a baby. I'm not sure how I should feel about this or how to even bring it up.
Okay, so that immediately makes me think of, like, he just wakes up and just, I'm a baby. What happened? Like,
I'm a baby.
when did this happen?
Okay, so he's 22 and she's 26.
Okay.
And I actually when I read it the first time, I didn't catch the age gap there.
Wait, so she likes to dress him up as a baby?
My girlfriend of 2 years likes to dress me up and treat me like a baby.
Ew. Okay. I'm not judging. I'm not kink shaming.
Okay.
I'm ready.
I really, really can't believe I'm actually having to write this out, but...
I know. This is so cringy. I can't wait.
But as you can imagine, I really don't want to bring this up to anyone close to me. This is obviously a throwaway because there's no way I'm putting this on my main. I have been with my girlfriend for 2 years. She's my first real relationship, and I really love this woman, and I could see myself making a life with her if it weren't for this one big thing. She's beautiful, caring, sweet, incredibly smart, everything you'd want in a partner. But like the title states, she can be a bit weird. It all started with really small things, which didn't seem all that weird at first. She insisted on feeding me my food and drinks. She teased me a little by taking my food when I was about to take a bite. That morphed into making funny noises like you would for a baby, like a train or an airplane noises. At first, it was funny and kind of endearing, so I had no issues with it at first. And it wasn't like she was doing this every day, so it truly wasn't a problem. Then she started getting me dressed in the morning. She would have me sit at the edge of the bed while she put all of my clothes on. That morphed into giving me bubble baths. At first, I liked it because, well, she made me feel like a king, honestly. It started getting weird, though, when she bought bath toys, like a tugboat and a rubber ducky, and then asked me to splash and giggle like a baby. I thought that was hella weird, but I figured I'd indulge her. She loved it so much, and I loved seeing her so happy. I probably should have said something at that point, but she seemed to love it so much, so I kept on with it. Through the months, it kept progressing, and I didn't know how to stop it. She bought me a bottle that she filled with my favorite whiskey. She knitted me a bib and oversized booties. She bought me a pacifier and adult-sized onesies. Her favorite activity is her cuddling me while she rocks back and forth gently while she rubs my hair. And she'll look lovingly into my eyes while saying stuff like, Mommy loves you.
Oh.
The most recent thing she bought, which is what brought me here, are adult-sized diapers. I asked if she was serious when she pulled them out of the bag. She said that she wasn't expecting me to actually use them and that it's just for show. I gently asked if that maybe it's starting to go a bit overboard, and she looked at me with a confused look and said, no. I really don't know about this anymore. I don't want to break up over this. I just want her to chill on the baby thing. I'm an adult, not a baby. It's not like she does this every day or every other day, but when she does, it's so weird. I don't think she gets off sexually doing this. We've never had sex during nor after this activity, so I don't believe it's a fetish. As far as I know, she doesn't have past trauma.
She got some sort of trauma.
Is this normal? Has anyone ever been in a situation like this? Am I kidding myself? Is this a fetish for her and she's just lying that it's not? How do I even go about bringing up that I don't want to do this anymore without hurting her feelings or losing her? Other than this, she's an amazing woman and clearly she's a motherly person, so I know she'd be a great mother to our future kids, right?
Oh, God. Is there more? I have so much to say.
It's just the TLDR.
Okay.
So, okay. I feel bad this is their first real relationship. I always feel bad because everybody's first real relationship usually
there,
ends
man.
in
Like, you're not emotionally prepared for this shit when you're 24.
It's a lot different, like dealing with some shit like, oh, I had a first relationship and we were both shitty or they were shitty to me and that's the end of it, blah, blah, blah. But not like, this is your first experience with relationships, you know, like.
Right. And that's the thing, too, he definitely doesn't know what to do because it is his first relationship.
Right, exactly. But this is a lesson in consent, and this is definitely a fetish. And again, I'm not going to kink shame anyone, be into whatever you're into, but there has to be consent involved, and there isn't consent because he's not okay with it.
Yes,
and he brought it up to her, and he's like, no, ma'am. Like
one commenter, she's got it on the head. Just because you haven't had sex while doing this does not mean it isn't a kink, and she's not getting gratification from it. If he's not comfortable, he needs to stop it.
And
it's gone.
And if she doesn't want to stop, that's not consenting.
Exactly.
And that's not okay.
So
that's abusive.
Also, I'm kind of already in that line of I don't think she's going to give a shit either, and it's not going to be a good conversation.
Right, so that's abusive. If she doesn't give a shit, she keeps doing it because it makes her feel good. She doesn't care about his feelings. That's abusive, and he needs to be out.
Yeah, because he said, I gently asked if maybe it's starting to go a bit overboard, and she looked at him and said no. And it's like, okay, but do you not get the fact that he's saying this? If he's saying, I think it's going overboard, you don't get to say no. It is going overboard. If he feels that way.
Yeah.
So,
it is. I'm highly uncomfortable by this story, but I'm trying not to be judgmental.
And that's just it. Like, I mean, for letting it go as far as it did, like, I think it only probably went that far because it is his first relationship.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't stop it with, like, the bath toys and shit like that. And, like, but, I mean, it's...
I can, see how it got there, but, yeah, and I don't know how you reel it in at this point. Because she's in a baby play.
Yeah. But here's the thing too. If she was into it like that, the way she went about this was not a good way either, because she essentially led him on for 2 years.
Him almost.
She literally gradually introduced it, and he was like, "Oh, I don't know what's going on, but I'm just gonna go with it to make her happy, right?" And then bam, here he is, full blown baby 2 years later. You know,
I'm a full blown baby.
Oh. And so what she should have done was been honest and said, "I like this stuff. Would you want to do it?" Right? So she did not go about it in the correct way either. She has this thing,
right?
And she should have asked, and she didn't.
Is this something that you'd be into? I'm into this.
So
activity.
that makes me very angry at her for that. You know,
consent is king.
Yes. Lack of communication here is the key factor on all facets.
I'm gonna throw this out there and maybe stir the pot just a little bit.
Okay.
I always find it very interesting how like nowadays, especially everybody's always so quick to be like before anyone says their opinion about something, like, oh, this is fucking weird, they always want to go, I'm not kink shaming, right? How come we've made this like weird rule specifically for kinks when a lot of times it is fucking weird? Where if it was, say it wasn't a kink, say it was just something that they were just doing in everyday life, we would all judge it. Like if you saw a person walking down fucking Main Street in a full-on baby gear, we would all judge it and make fun of it. But the moment you act like
I'll tell you why. It may be weird to me. It's all subjective, right? It may be weird to me, but it's not hurting anyone. And if it makes them happy, that's okay. Like I have bright blue hair. I'm sure people judge the fuck out of me for having bright blue hair and facial piercings. I look like a freakazoid.
I totally understand
I'm not hurting anyone. It makes me happy.
I totally understand it's not hurting anybody. But what I mean is the fact that like the moment it becomes a kink is where people become like accepting of it. So people do a lot of weird shit, but like because it's not a kink, people just immediately fucking shit on it. But if you go, oh, it's a kink, they're like, oh, I'm not kink shaming. It's like, I mean, on that light, I kind of think you can just fucking say, I think it's fucking weird. Who fucking cares? You know, like I'm not gonna like shit on you for it, but I still think it's fucking weird.
So you think baby play is weird? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I think it's fucking weird. I mean, like. If she's fucking calling him like, if she's saying some shit like "mommy loves you" and he's fucking like,
so you don't see yourself in an adult diaper anytime soon?
Not unless I fucking need it. No.
Oh god.
But that's just it. Is like I think it's fine for me to say I think it's fucking weird because like whatever the fuck, who cares if somebody else does it? That's their prerogative. I'm not gonna personally shit on them for it. But at the same time, I'm also not gonna like apologize for thinking it's weird. And I think that's kind of just. Maybe that's a weird little tangent, but I do think it's one of those things that people always say, like, the moment it becomes a kink is where everybody wants to, like, quickly be like, oh, I'm not kink shaming. Like, you think it's weird, just embrace the fact that you think it's weird. You know, like, you don't, it's okay to think it's weird. Like, there's, again, maybe ultimately, by saying this, I guess I am saying I'm not kink shaming because I'm not going to fucking shit on them for it. But, like, I don't feel like the need to always like, I'm not kink shaming because it's fucking weird. Like, it's a fucking weird thing.
Yeah.
But, like, I do weird shit, too. So, I mean, who fucking, you know, I stand here and stand on one foot and crack my toes on the other foot. That's fucking a weird thing to do. You know, like, fucking standing like a ostrich or something. I don't know. It's fucking stupid. It's a weird thing, but, like, we all do some weird shit. But it's just a weird tangent where I just thought it was interesting that whenever there's, like, kinks involved, everybody's so quick to be like, I'm not kink shaming. Like, if you think it's weird, you think it's weird. Like, that's my
your whole spiel.
That's your spiel.
Tangent. Yeah.
You got it out.
Got it out.
Oh god.
But you know, honestly, like Sam said, it's something she should have just fucking said this to begin with. Like
she should have inserted it like a little bit at a time through their daily lives. Like that's the part that bothers me the most.
It's kind of like grooming in a way.
Yeah.
Like, but different.
Like see what he's like okay with that, like don't talk about it, like this is what's happening. It's a train wreck we all see going on, but you're just not going to bring attention to the fact that this is happening and see how far she could push it. I feel like that's insidious.
And
I feel like he's going to know, and it's unfortunate, but he's going to know exactly how strong this relationship is when or if he does talk to her, how she responds. If she turns this around and attacks him for not feeling comfortable, then we know that she doesn't give a shit and that she's not respecting his boundaries. But, Sam laughed about something. What was it?
Someone said clearly he hasn't talked to her about it yet because she hasn't taught him how to speak.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. I love the internet. Upvote that one. Oh my God. I love it here. We have the best job.
So that's my adult baby story.
That's your adult baby story?
Yeah.
I was just trying to see if there was like maybe.
No, it doesn't link to it. That's just a pasteman.
Well, I know, but I'm looking for the name. As long as you can find the name, you can find it. Like, just gotta do the extra sleuthing. Like,
you know that gif of Britney Spears looking at the camera?
Oh, blue dick.
And she's just like blank face, like why am I here? That was me when you were reading that whole story.
Yeah.
Just like, I hate it here. I hate it.
Oh my God, he's
so
sleuthing.
Much.
Can you move this? I'm sleuthing hard. I'm gonna try to find an update.
I don't know if there would be one.
You never know. I mean, I found one on that one we did. It's just a matter of, let's see here. Oh, he posted this in Relationship Advice. It was removed from Relationship Advice.
Ooh.
He said, somebody said,
Old Blue Dick
said, I get you love her, but dude, this is already weird. She is definitely going to take it further until the fantasy is complete. And this guy, the OP said, what do you mean she's going to take it further until her fantasy is complete? And serial killer-ish, am I on my way to dying?
Old Blue Dick needs to calm down.
Yo, Old Blue Dick
You're gonna wake up in a
this
bathtub
guy.
full of ice.
Oh my God. Well, yeah. So well, like we all kind of said here, if you have these fetishes or you have these kinks, you have to fucking make sure that your partner's okay with it. You can't just
You can't just
flip it
Bring
in.
it on the baby play. That's aggressive.
The thing is, this is literally the equivalent, and like whether people want to view it this way or not, this is the equivalent of that dude that we had like a couple months ago that was microdosing his girlfriend.
Oh, yeah.
Because he liked spicy food.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
You don't just get to slip something in without their consent or notice, well, it wasn't doing any harm then. Yeah, but you also weren't like being honest about what you were doing. Like if at first it was just like, oh, I thought I'm just treating him like a king and that's how he views it. There's clearly a fucking king versus baby are two different roles. Like, king baby over here. But it's the same thing. It's like, it's the same thing as like trying to get somebody to eat something they don't want to eat, like, which she might be doing already because she's doing that helicopter. She's doing that plane thing, which she's already doing to him.
Here comes the helicopter.
Here comes the helicopter. He says to her.
Oh my God. I want to know more about her and how she got to that moment in her life.
I know. I want an update. Like that's I think that's a thing too that, like, again, a little kink tangent here, but that I'm always very curious about this stuff, like what it is that like gets people into that mindset of like the specific kinks that they want, like with like you can say like the stuff like the people who get like really into like BDSM or whatever, like they always say like there's a fine line between like pleasure and pain or whatever. So like you can kind of understand like where they're going with that. But when it comes into like balloons, like where's the line there? Because these are two different subjects. Like I love just balloons. Like, that's my kink. Balloons.
At what point did balloons become sexy?
I don't know, but that's a big old thing. People love balloons for some reason. So.
From my experience in watching a bunch of documentaries on all kinds of stuff like this, it usually has to do with something in people's childhoods. The balloon guy, he, talks so lovingly about loving balloons as a kid, and, the girl who is in love with the roller coaster thing, it was all about being on roller coasters as a kid, So I don't know.
It's like, there's something that, like, well, I mean, I feel like that goes beyond, like, the woman who, like, loves the roller coaster. That's a little bit more than a kink, because that's not like, that she's in love with that. She doesn't have, like, a partner that she shares that with or whatever.
That's true.
Or, like, the guy who's like, oh, I married my car and whatever the fuck. Like, but specifically the people who have, like, a partner and they, like, they're into something, like, oh, I just love throwing cottage cheese at her face. Like,
wow.
I don't know. Just
so specific.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Secret's out.
I hate it here.
I've never purchased cottage cheese in my life, now that I think about it.
What? Cottage cheese is amazing.
No. I like cottage cheese, but I'm saying I've never purchased it.
What the fuck?
I've only ever had it at like...
Are you a cottage cheese moocher?
I'm the cottage cheese moocher.
You just steal other people's cottage cheese?
No, I had it growing up. I used to, like, my mom would always make me like a bowl of cottage cheese and a bowl of applesauce, and that was like my afternoon snack. Yeah. But then, like, as an adult, I just never thought to buy cottage cheese. So then I'd only ever have it.
Afternoon snack. How fucking fancy are you?
What, it's called lunch or whatever. I mean, you didn't have, like, what did you do in the afternoon? Like, what'd you eat?
I had no fucking afternoon snack. I had, you better fucking eat your dinner and shut up and go in bed.
Well, I'm talking about like 1 in the afternoon, not fucking dinner time. Sushi knows what I'm talking about.
I'm imagining AJ going into like strangers' refrigerators and being like, it's a Hamburglar of cottage cheese.
He just comes out with 2 handfuls of cottage cheese, like shoving them in his mouth.
It's like the Iranian yogurt.
Oh no, not the Iranian yogurt. Shut up.
Collects cottage cheese. Yo, if you know about the Iranian yogurt, please leave a comment because you're an OG Reddit.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
And if you don't know about it, just do a quick little Google search
Google
on
it.
Fall down that rabbit hole.
Just Google the Iranian yogurt.
God.
It won't disappoint.
It will not disappoint.
So that's AJ. He's a fucking Hamburglar of cottage cheese. Hold on to your dairy, folks.
I love
AJ's
how like
coming to town.
I love how you can't just say cottage cheese burglar. You have to say Hamburglar of cottage cheese.
Yeah. I need to put my 80s references out there.
I'm the grimace of cottage cheese.
Ew.
Okay. Everybody knows the Hamburglar and grimace. Does anybody know like the girl's name?
Chickadee?
Is that what it is?
Or is that, am I thinking
duck?
of Five Nights at Freddy's?
I don't know. If you know the girl's
that's
name,
Chica.
the little girl's name, the duck thing. Is it a duck or is it like a Raggedy Ann?
I thought it was supposed to be a chicken nugget. It's a chicken because it's a chicken nugget, isn't it?
I don't know.
Oh my
know.
god, that's morbid.
Well, they got little nuggies.
If you know all of the fucking
God.
McDonald's little buddies, name them and let us know.
Yeah.
Now I want chicken nuggies really bad.
Ah, fuck.
Send us,
Send me chicken nuggies.
Yeah, send us chicken nuggies to all our P.O. boxes.
Yeah.
Please. I'm hungry.
Alrighty. Well, now that Sam took us down this baby rabbit hole,
We'll see you
We'll
on
catch you guys on Wednesday for whatever the fuck holes that we decide to show you.
I have my foot update.
Oh, come back Wednesday for Sushi's
Wednesday
foot.
for the foot update.
Yeah. Come back Wednesday for that foot update.
Goodbye forever.
Goodbye.
Until Wednesday.